Hey guys, it's Sim Queen, and this is another speed build for Windenburg. This is actually a speed renovation. I'm finally on to the community lots for Windenburg in this little town square area. So I've got 3 more builds, and then we're done with this neighborhood of Windenburg, and we're on to another one. I'm not exactly sure which one I'll do. There's that sort of island area of Windenburg, and then there is the more like country area of Windenburg. I don't know what the neighborhoods are called. They do all have names now, but of course I don't have them memorized, so I'm not sure. But these 3 renovations I'm really excited for because these are some of the worst builds that EA has done. Well, no, maybe not the worst ones. They're all terrible, so it's hard to pick out what the worst EA builds are, but these ones are really bad. They're such a disgrace to this pack. I feel like they did not make very good use of the items that came with Get Together, and the theme is lost. I mean, look at it. It's just a mess in here. I think it was originally a cafe of some kind, but I am transforming this into a restaurant. I feel like this is probably the 2nd restaurant I've done for the save file, which is not enough. 1 restaurant so far is just not enough. We need more, so I want to make sure that I'm doing different themed restaurants because I do like to take my Sims out to eat. They have updated dine out a little bit so that it doesn't take so long when your Sims go to a restaurant, which is the most frustrating part of going out to a restaurant in the game. You honestly have to set aside like up to 8 hours, maybe even more, probably more, to go out for a meal, and that is just ridiculous. But apparently they've updated it a while ago. Actually, I haven't really noticed any changes because I don't know. It's been a while since I've actually used Dine Out at all. I'm not quite ready to give it another chance, so I still have some problems. Going back to that pack, I had so many. I think the most frustrated I've ever been with this game has been during a dine out experience, I'm sure. Like my Sims has sat down in a restaurant and ordered food, and it took like 12 hours to get there, or I waited 12 hours and it just didn't come. So, I mean, my fault for waiting that long, but it's really ridiculous, and I'm hoping that it's fixed. Like I said, I haven't checked it out yet, but they're saying it's all good to go and that your dine out experience will not take all day long, which is good. My Sims would come home from a date at like 4 o'clock in the morning, so that's a little unrealistic, but I do think they fixed it, and hopefully going out to eat in a restaurant is not such a painful experience anymore. And I do enjoy actually doing restaurants because there's so many different themes you could do. The one in Willow Creek, I think, was more of a, not upscale, but I guess a little bit more upscale than this one. I'm not really even sure what the theme for this would be. Probably something sort of like Bavarian is what I'm thinking. And it has a lot of seating. I did a balcony area upstairs. There is some seating in the front and sort of a patio area. And then I did do a separate bar. So I feel like it's a little bit realistic that way, in that it has sort of a lounge / bar area that your Sims can go to. They can sit at the bar, or there's seating just in the bar area at tables. So I feel like that's quite realistic. I did have a hard time with the floor plan, and I cut out some of the issues, but not all of them. Floor plans for me are the hardest part because if I can't nail the floor plan and get it exactly how I want, then I don't feel motivated to continue with the build. So it has to be just right, otherwise the whole build is lost for me. So I did like a kitchen area, of course, because you do need that, and then the bar area leading into it, and then the rest of it kind of just came together naturally. But the placement of the stairs and the kitchen was so hard for me. I didn't know where to put these things. You really don't need a ton of space for a kitchen. Your Sims just need, I think for a restaurant you need that, it's like this, it's a very large item, but it's like a counter with a stove built into it. Basically you need that for sort of a commercial industrial kitchen. So I think that's the only thing you really have to place. The rest of it is probably decorative, so it probably doesn't matter that much, but I did want to put in like a garbage can and a sink and those kinds of things just in case the build did have issues with that. I didn't want them washing dishes in the bathroom or anything like that, so I did want to include that. And also here having problems with the, I don't know what this is called. It's basically kind of like a trim, and sometimes it will clip and show inside the build instead of on the outer edges of the build, which is really frustrating. Don't know how to fix that. So I had quite a few issues with it, and eventually I think I just got rid of the trim because I couldn't find a way for it to be on the outside and not the inside as well. So that's too bad. I have a problem with that a lot, and eventually I just give up, and it's not even worth having. So here we're starting with the little bar area, which I think actually fits in with this whole build quite well. I'm happy with how this turned out. There was a point in this build where I was like, this is not working, I don't like it, and I just kind of kept powering through, adding more details throughout the restaurant, and I think it turned out pretty well. Again, these builds are meant to be really, really old. I see Windenburg as a very, very old world, probably the oldest one, and it's kind of got this European, almost, I want to say Bavarian, I'm not sure if that's quite right, but it's got an old-timey feel, that's for sure, and I wanted to add some details to that kept that theme going, like these stone walls here. Like I said, this is probably a really, really old build. I don't know what these builds would have been made for originally. I'm not thinking that detailed with the story. I just know that I wanted to keep them looking original but have the inside a little bit more modern. And the other two builds will probably be the same. The one community lot is a library, which I think I'm going to change to something else because honestly my Sims rarely use libraries and I don't need more than like 2 of them in the entire save file. So I'm thinking I'll probably change that to something else. There's a chance I'll keep it. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go through the list and see what works for that lot. It's a very big lot. They both actually are. The other one is a nightclub, and I do think I'll keep that as a nightclub because it goes really well with the get together pack, and I think it needs kind of like a trendy, energetic build where Sims can like have clubs and use the karaoke machine and like all the fun items that came with Get Together. So I do think I will keep that as a nightclub, just renovate it, and it'll be a tough one to sort of keep this original, like the stone, and I don't know, it'll be hard to make it look European, that's for sure, but the inside will be ultra modern and the outside will probably be really old. So it's gonna be a bit of a weird contrast, but I think that's probably how it's gonna be for a lot of these Windenburg builds because it's such an old place. But yeah, so the kitchen is done. I didn't know exactly what to put in there. I mean, I work in a commercial kitchen, so I should have been better at that, but I did put in a couple of sinks, the garbage can, and hopefully they've got everything they need there. I will test this build actually because I need to know for sure if all the items are going to work and if dining out is going to be a positive experience, which I hope that it is. And yeah, I think that this build is going to be pretty good. There is one washroom. I'm not really doing the like gender specific washrooms just because you don't really need to. But I'll probably do a few bathrooms that have stalls. That way there's more than one toilet for your Sims, but I don't think I'll do gender specific. It's like I said, it's not necessary. I haven't done it so far, and yeah, there's almost no point. So now moving on to the actual dining area of the restaurant. I did put like the waiter station. There's also, I believe it's called a hostess station or a host station. I think you need both of those for a restaurant, so I did place both, and just a little bit of seating for like a waiting area sort of. With all the seating in this restaurant, I doubt your Sims would have to wait at all. There are a lot of places to sit. In this area I did mostly booths, I think, and then upstairs I did a couple of booths as well. I don't know how many different tables there are, but there's a lot. I think this would be a really busy restaurant. Probably, I think we'd have a really good reputation. Like I said, it's been around for such a long time, maybe like passed on from like generations. I think it'd be kind of fun to create a Sim in Windenburg that actually owns this restaurant and runs it, and maybe it was passed down from their grandparents or something like that. I think that would be a really good storyline, so I will incorporate that somewhere in Windenburg, because like I said, that would be fun to do. I haven't actually ran a restaurant before, which is crazy because I play this game a lot, and that's the one thing I have not done. So maybe I have done it briefly, but I've never been that serious about it, and now building this makes me want to actually run a restaurant, and I wouldn't know the first thing about it, but hopefully I can include that somewhere in one of my challenges. I've got the Decades, the Not So Berry, and the Aspirations challenge, so hopefully I can find a way to include that in one of my challenges. I think that'd be really fun, actually. I'm gonna hang on to that idea and hopefully do it soon. But here there are 4 more tables. I reuse these barrel plants a lot, but they just go so well with the build that I could not resist. Here is like a little patio area that's actually fenced off, so your Sims can sit and eat outside. And then on that balcony, there's a lot more seating. Like I said, there's no shortage with seating at all, which is probably a good thing because I feel like I don't have a lot of restaurants so far. I mean, I'm on the 4th world maybe? 4th or 5th world, and there's only one other restaurant. So I think I need to pick up my restaurant game and add some more because I definitely want to have some variety. I do actually enjoy taking my Sims out to eat now that they've patched the game and the Dine Out pack works a lot better. It was so buggy before, but apparently it's better. And you should have a much more positive dining experience. And I think that will motivate me to want to actually come here a little bit more with my Sims as well. And I'm thinking about downloading this in my other save files as well, just to have a place to go. I don't have a lot of restaurants. I don't go to them very often because, like I said, it takes so long. It's upwards of 8 hours to get a meal, or it used to be. I guess it's better now, but I have some trust issues when it comes to this pack. So, or not this pack, but the Dine Out pack. So hopefully things are better and we can try it again. I am gonna, like I said, test this and make sure the restaurant works out and there's no issues. I think I thought of everything. I did get, like, there's a whole list of things you have to have for a restaurant, and I did check them all off, so it should run smoothly. I think you could actually design the menu as well, which I'm excited to do. Just adding a few more details to the outside. I did put like a little chimney, a couple of like dormers, I think it's called. I can't quite remember, but just some more details for the outside of the build. Yeah, but I'm actually really happy with this build. I think that it turned out much better than I was expecting. Some of these EA builds are a lot of work because they're so terrible, but this one was actually really enjoyable. There wasn't a part of it that I found frustrating, which is different for me. Community lots can be a lot. Yeah, this one was really fun. And I think that's pretty much it. There's not much else to add to this build. You can download this on the gallery. My origin ID is SimQueen1992. If you guys enjoyed this speed build, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.